Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sabans. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. I want to give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So let's get straight into this topic here today. So as you guys know, we witnessed an absolute collapse in the NBA Finals last night in Game 4. The San Antonio Spurs were up in that game by 29 points at one point. And I remember posting on the channel saying to myself, there's no way that they're going to lose this game. There's no way. And then I posted again towards the end when the Knicks started to make their comeback. And I'm saying to myself, this is absolutely inexcusable. It's inexcusable. And I said it earlier in the series that Mitch Johnson is a horrible coach when it comes to managing games. This isn't the first time the Spurs have blown the lead. The other game, I think they had like a 14-point lead in Game 2, and he just sat there. I don't know if he's trying to do his Phil Jackson or whatever the hell he is, because Phil Jackson was famous for that, maybe to a certain extent infamous for that. Whenever his team would start losing, he wouldn't call a timeout. But the fundamental difference is Phil Jackson was playing with a bunch of veterans, coaching rather, a bunch of veterans. This is not a veteran Spurs team. I mean, when De'Aaron Fox is like the senior on the team, you know you're in trouble, and we're probably going to get to him a little bit later. So somehow, some way, the Spurs found a way to lose that game. We did a live show about it. Everyone reacted to it. But we weren't the only ones. The entire NBA sports media community was reacting to it as well. And one of the people that absolutely went off because of the result of that game was Charles Barkley. And he said... And basically, he just stopped short of saying that the Spurs needed to fire their coach for his idiotic coaching job that he did in the NBA Finals of Game 4. Before we even get into what Charles had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Prize Picks. The NBA Finals are here, and for me, the basketball doesn't stop once they crown a champion, because this summer of sports is genuinely stacked. I have been making all my picks on Prize Picks, America's #1 sports pick app. Here's what I genuinely enjoy about it. During the finals, I'm making picks on points, rebounds, and three-pointers, and then I can stack those player picks with soccer, baseball, or the W, and even bigger payouts. It is simply selecting more or less on a few player stats, putting them into one lineup, and following along within the same app. And it's now available in all 50 states, including California, Texas, Georgia, and Florida. In the finals, this is where legacies are made. You can get in on one of the biggest games of the season and make your picks on everything from points and rebounds to dunks, three-pointers, and fantasy score, all before the champion is crowned. Prize Picks is a preferred partner of the NBA, making every game even more exciting to watch. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Prize Picks, a preferred partner of the NBA. All right, perfect. So what we want to do is we're going to play what Charles Barkley had to say. I want you guys to listen to it in its entirety, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to Chuck's comments here.
We saw the dumbest basketball team in the history of civilization.
Oh, wow.
We saw they had a 25-point lead, took eight straight threes. They thought to get, that was some of the most mismanaged, stupid basketball. Hey, when you blow a 29-point lead, the other team has to help you. The San Antonio Spurs helped the New York Knicks win this game by doing some of the stupid-ass stuff I've ever seen on a basketball court.
Congratulations to the Knicks for coming back, but Chuck, I agree with you. They played terrible basketball. They got comfortable. They got comfortable with the league. They was already talking about, going back to San Antonio. They just didn't play smart. And, you never know what a champion is until you become a champion. But tonight, the Knicks, they fought like a champion.
They did.
Listen, we're sitting back there in the third quarter, and Shaq goes, these guys got to put them away right now. Second quarter, they got to put them away right now. They start letting them make the run towards the end of the second quarter. The Knicks kept fighting. They go back 26, cut it to 19. They got back in that third quarter. Once they cut it to 12, this game was a wrap.
But Trey, when they had your 25-point lead, they shot 8 threes in a row. Never even came close to using any time on the clock. And you're like, this game ain't over yet.
So you heard what he had to say. This was an absolute collapse. There's no other way to say it. This was an all-time collapse, and the Spurs did it to themselves. If you watch this game, it became abundantly clear that, number one, the players, yes, they're strong-minded, but they cannot play with leads. The Spurs can only play in games where the game is close. But when there's a lead, the Spurs struggle. That's the first thing. The second thing is Mitch, I think his name is Mitch Johnson or Mitch, let me just be sure here. Yes, Mitch Johnson is a horrible game manager. Horrible. It's like he doesn't know when to call timeouts. In the first half of the game, and I was paying attention to it, he was doing a decent job with kind of managing the game. But in that second half, when the New York Knicks began to make their march to kind of catch up to the Spurs, he just watched the entire thing happen. He literally, I remember at one point when they had a 15-point lead and he watched it dwindle down, I think all the way to 7. He just watched it happen. That's number one. Number two, the Spurs are a lousy team when it comes to strategizing for their offense. Literally. They didn't even know how to, it's like they don't even know how to put Victor in the right spots to succeed. They don't understand how to manage the clock as well. You have Victor taking step back threes, and I'm like, where's the sense in this? And the part that kills me is that people are complaining, oh my God, this is the dumb basketball. This is just stupid basketball. Guys, we watch this on a night in and night out basis in the NBA. The only reason now it's making a lot of headlines is because it's in the finals. We watch this on a night in and night out basis in the NBA. Quite literally. This is the dumbest era of basketball. All we're doing is seeing it on the biggest stage. That is it. It happens every single night. One boneheaded play after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. So no one should be surprised by this. No one. People are making it seem like, oh, just a one-off. No, this is what happens every night in the NBA. Literally. I mean, the things that you see make no sense. You have Victor Wembanyama, who is 7 feet tall, 7'5", and he doesn't know how to take advantage of his size. I don't know who's drawing up the plays, but to me, it looks like a reactionary offense. Where in a particular play, you don't even, in a particular action, you don't know who's taking the shot. You don't know. It's just like reading and reacting. But there's no structure to it. It's not like as if we're running a triangle offense here. But there's a structure, there's a philosophy to it. You have options that you go to. You have counter plays that you can go to. And this, you don't even know. You can finish off a play with the clock winding down and Victor Wembanyama dribbling at the top of the key and shooting a shot. And we saw it from time and time again. They're with the lead and they just keep shooting threes and they're not even getting high percentage shots. It just makes no damn sense. But if there's somebody we're going to hold accountable in this game, and they're a bunch. De'Aaron Fox, well, you saw. He gets a steal, the Spurs are up 1, and he tries to go for, he doesn't even run out the clock. In a situation like that, you run out the clock, you bring the ball back out, and you run out the clock and force them to foul you. Unless you're LeBron James running that fast break and you know you're going to get a dunk, because a LeBron James would have gotten a dunk, at least in that, you draw it out. No, he just went for try to lay it up. You can't make this stuff up. And we witness this on a night in, night out basis, but people are acting like they're shocked when this is the modern NBA. This is we're only noticing it now because it's on a major stage. This happens every single night in the regular season. That was a disaster, and I think the coach should be fired. You can't come back with it. He doesn't. Come on, man. I mean, that was a fireable offense. I'm sorry. You can't have such a young team and then you have a young coach and there's no like veteran leadership on that. And these are the results that you get. It's absolutely disgraceful what we just witnessed.